Hello and welcome everybody back into the stream. I'm your SimCFI and I appreciate everybody stopping by. Today we're going to be flying the 737 MAX by Flair Airlines. Well, actually it's by IFLY, but we're going to be flying under the Flair Airlines badge. And unfortunately today I don't, there was an OBS update and some of my OBS settings got screwed around. So the vertical stream might not look that great, but hopefully it'll be tolerable for you to watch. So we'll be taking a look at the brand new Winwing EFIS. I have the Max and the NG version. On the left here is the Max. I'll lay it on for you. This is the Max variant. You get the VSD button with the free scrolling range and all that. Then you have the Boeing MCP. Also, we'll turn this on. We have the PU Air Korea PLTB lighting panel. And on the right side, you can't see it, but I have the right side is the NG variant of the EFIS, which doesn't work with the Max. So we'll be just using this, and this today. Down here, I have the ProDesim 737 Max, I think it's the Max throttles. And then the Moza yoke, which let me fix the camera there a bit. Moza yoke right here, which with my custom 737 profile as well. All my profiles linked to Discord if you want to check them out. I appreciate all the channel members and channel partners. That if you guys are a member of the channel, thank you for the support, and all the partners. If you guys want to check out their products, they're all in the description down below, and you guys can save money and stuff like that on them as well. Just going to pull up the vertical chat so we can be looking at both. There we go. And again, some things might be different. Like I don't have an intro anymore because I deleted it, and I was literally talking with this about with Flights and Gaming earlier, and I deleted it anyways. But so I'll have to make a new intro. But anyways, we're gonna get in the airplane. This could be kind of a test stream. Flights and Gaming helped me with some settings, so we're gonna see if it all works. We are running auto FPS. It's pretty smooth for the time being. It's a tiny bit laggy when doing that, but we're things like that, but we're going to see how it goes. So we're going to go ahead and turn the power on, and we'll initialize the flight. System page, system menu, go to ground support. We're going to get our electric and air on. We'll press set on that, and we're going to go to the overhead panel. We got the master, the battery on, ground power on. Emergency lights can be armed as well. Going up to the top, we can turn our left IRS to align. We're going to wait for the on DC light. I'm going to get rid of the cameras for the time being. On DC, then align. I'll say hi to the guys in chat. We got Flights and Gaming. Hello, welcome, welcome. Thanks for the help with the settings. And Yoham as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I think you'll be, I think you said you might be flying with us, Yoham. So let me know if you do. IRSs are ready to go. We'll put them into the nav mode, and then we're going to go down to the FMS. Oop, didn't mean to press that. And we will get it all configured. FMC, position, next page, GPS, previous, throw it in the route. Click the route button there, CYWG. Let me make sure my flight plan was made for that. Actually, I might still have, yeah, I did. Okay, and I've filed for that as well. G to Toronto. Depending on the time, guys, I may be convinced to do Toronto-Montreal after we land. We're going to request the route, and while that's uplinking, I'm going to go get a drink of water really quickly. Alright, I am back. And we'll press load. FO Pilot Death, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully your PPL grinding is going well. We'll activate, we'll execute that. Flute, welcome. Hello, would you consider making the vertical stream thumbnail a bit different from the horizontal? I always click the wrong one. Yeah, I could do that. The only thing I've been doing to differentiate them is the title in the vertical has hashtag shorts in it. But I'll put a phone maybe in the next time I make one. I'll put a phone icon in it. And that way maybe it'll be easier to determine which one is which one's which. Make sure the vertical stream sees the right thing. About there. All right. Alrighty. Let's go back down here. I'm gonna get Navigraph open, and we'll get some weather and all that great stuff starting. Again, guys, this is going to serve as a bit of a test stream because my computer's been not great for a bit, and we're going to see if it works now. So the vertical stream now has Navigraph as well loaded into it. And it looks like the weather... Let's see, I'll bring it up so you guys can see it as well with me. This current METAR, it's slight wind out of the east, 15 mile, 10,000 feet, and the dew point is pretty close to the temperature, which usually means there's going to be some sort of garbage weather, either forming or maybe tomorrow, something like that. Let's see what the TAF says for tomorrow. Yeah, there it is, half mile viz, fog, vertical viz. That's going to be later at night. You guys want to fly real time, or do you guys want to keep it day? You guys can choose. I really don't care. We'll leave it on METAR, and that's it for the SID. It's going to be, there's nothing in my route, so it's going to be the Winnipeg 3. We'll go ahead and choose that for the time being. And again, the wind's out of the east. We're probably going to take runway, doesn't really matter which. I guess we could take 3-6. Doesn't really matter too much as it's wind calm. So we'll get back to briefing that later. I'll put that away for now. I'll plan 3-6. If anyone wants to look up what they're using, I'd appreciate that. Or I can do it too, but I'll use 3-6 for the time being, though. It'll be 3-6. Next page, Winnipeg. Winnipeg 3 is not here. What about... I choose 3-6? I did. Oh, it's only for 13, 18, and 31. Well, the wind's so light, we could take 18. Doesn't really matter. There you go. We'll choose that. Departure, arrival. We're going to be flying the Boxum 7. And that'll be with the transition to Otnik. And might as well, we'll throw in 2-4 left in here, which is probably going to be expected. We'll throw that, execute that route. And before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and get our performance all loaded in, which I still don't know how to get from SimBrief into here. I've kind of been doing it manually. But you guys are going nuts in the comments. Holy crap. Stand by. It's going? Nice. Noah coming in here meowing. Just did an instrument flight today. It was so fun. We did an approach down to Mins in our Shepbox 172, and it felt so freeing. Yeah. Wait till you got icing. That's not fun in the 172. No, that sounds cool. It's good that you're starting the instrument. It's a lot more fun, in my opinion. And multi-IFR is awesome, too. Owls, hey, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. 3-6 in use in CYWG. Oh, don't say that. I gotta pick a new departure. I don't want to do that. Let's see. Let's see if we had a departure picked for us in the flight plan. No, it just said direct. What's the Wiley 3? Yeah, we could do the Wiley 3. That one works. That one works quite well. We can do that. Departure, arrival, departure. 3-6 on the Wiley 3. There we go. We'll execute that. Runway not applicable for the SID. Well, why'd you let me choose it then? Departure 3-6 Wiley 3 execute. All right, that is supposed to be there, and let's go get our data loaded in now. Menu. We're gonna go weight and balance. Let's see, our 0 fuel weight is supposed to be planned at 129.6. This is in kilos. This is like my 8 millionth time changing this to pounds. Panel style, general, pounds, set, menu. All right. pounds. 129, we'll call it 130. We're sitting at 100. We're sitting at basically 100,000 pounds. So we're going to add about 2,500 in the front, and we'll add about 4,500 in the back. Why would I put more weight in the back? There's a question for you. Why do airliners like to have more weight in the back? We'll press set payload there. Passengers, let's set 150. Let's see where that puts us. 135, too much. 125, pretty close. Close enough for government work. We'll set payload there. That's been done. Fuel is supposed to be plan ramp of 15.3. I'll add 15.450 for a little extra APU fuel. We'll go ahead and set that. And that has been good. Set payload. We'll press complete. Airport search is CY. Why can't I find the C? CYWG. Going nuts. WG. There we go. Runway 36, TO1, flap 1, AC's on, air T-ice is off, condition dry. The wind is 080 at 2, I believe it was. Outside was 17C, and the altimeter, I'll press the B button. Oh, it's going to type it there. There we go. Or not do it at all. Let's find the altimeter. 3011. 30.11. Yeah, why would I like more weight in the back? You guys can answer that question. Takeoff weight of 146.2 is estimated, and our takeoff was 144.6. 146.2. We're a little heavier than planned. Let's go back to our performance and really quickly make sure that's what we wanted to set up in here. Weight and balance. How is my landing estimated the same as my takeoff? That doesn't make sense. And taxi. There we go. Set fuel, do all that, complete that. And that's closer. Any answers? Let's see the chat here. Holy crap, you guys are typing like crazy. Cheers. Hey, Poozin, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Poozil man. Joe, welcome. I like flying real time so I can reference the ETA times in the FMC, but I can also change the hour but keep the minute. Yeah, well, it's whatever you guys want. I can put a poll out. You can make my heart skip. Air Bossman, welcome, welcome. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put your flight plan in it. You're gonna come? You're gonna fly along? Sweet, sweet, sweet. Sounds good. You should stream as well. We'll do a dual stream. Anyways, this is all good. We'll have that in the background. We're gonna go down to our little FMS here. Perf. Let's copy that in there. 129.8. Let's see if that goes with the flight plan. Yeah, it's only 200 pounds off. That's pretty good. And 390 is correct as well. The cruise wind 264 at 22. I actually just flew today. We were getting rocked, man, at 390. Actually, let's check that flight plan. Yeah, flight plan calls 390. 390, we were getting rocked for solid 25 minutes, light to moderate. And we were climbing all the way through up to 39. Then we got descended to 37 and after like 15 minutes, and like passing just 500 feet, 38,500, it was like someone turned a switch off and it just went off. Turbulence gone. It's kind of interesting how that stuff worked. We just climbed to 37. It was bumpy, but for some reason, it was fine after. Cost index of 40. Our planned burn of 9.8. It's going to give you the insufficient fuel. And a reserve fuel. Oh, I put 40. Whoops. Let's put that down there. Our reserve fuel is 2.2. Execute that. ISA deviation. 8 degrees off ISA. Execute that. N1 limitation, TO1, and it's going to be a flex of 48. Should spit out 90, correction, 79.5. 48. That's above what that number prediction was, so we can use that. That's good. Takeoff. We'll copy over the CG. It'll be a flap 1 takeoff. We'll re-click that so it trims it. 43, 45, 53. We're going to set 63 on our MCP panel. Let me go ahead and bring that up, and I'm also going to bring up the camera so you guys can see the EFIS and MCP. This is only going to be unfortunately for the horizontal viewers today because my OBS kind of got screwed up a little bit. And we got a live count of subscribers, guys. If you do like the channel, be sure to subscribe. We're on the way to 10,000 subs. We're gonna have a huge giveaway with 6 winners planned on that 10,000 stream. I got some companies to donate some stuff, so it'll be pretty cool stuff. All right, well, we can go ahead and set 163. I'm telling you, man, these Winwing's peripherals are awesome. 36 is the runway, which brings us to 005. Departure on the Willy 3. Let me bring that chart back up. Mr. climbs up to 4,000 feet. There's no one here, but whatever. I'll set 4,000. Right flight director, left flight director, LNAV, VNAV. Let's bring our range in a little bit. I like VORs as well, personally. And I'm going to find in the settings, I want to be able to, well, it's going to screw it. So basically what happens is if I turn my auto thrust armed, I can't move my physical throttles. And I did it like that, so then if it is working in the air and I move my throttle, it doesn't like kick off the auto flight or the auto thrust. So I would arm this now. Let me see if I can change it real quick. Might be an autopilot. 8 degrees. Next page. Inhibit yoke. Inhibit throttles when auto throttle. There we go. Set. Arm that. I love that it stays armed. That's the Winwing mag switch. It's like an extra 50 bucks. It stays up. If you don't buy the extra $50 switch and install it, you just the switch just goes up and it falls right back. But with the mag switch installed, the magnetic holds it up, and if I click my auto thrust disengage switch, just like the real one, it falls down, which is really cool. So we'll rearm that. Don't know why it's clicking the speed button though. That shouldn't be doing that, right? It just arms it. Oh no, it does do that. All right, we'll go and arm that. There we go. That's all done. FMS has been filled out. Let's go to the overhead panel. We're going to get some cooling started. So after fuel pump on the left side, APU to on. Give it a couple seconds. And APU start. Let's go outside. I'll give you the sounds of the barbecue. And we'll give you guys a full brief. Thank you for the subscription. We picked up one there. Appreciate you. Yeah, I was gonna fly from Edmonton because they had control, but unfortunately Edmonton's not in the sim. 2024 native, so. We're going to be without control yet again, as always. All right, let's go back inside here. APU gens should be online. There we go. Number 1. Number 2. Packs can get turned on. ISO's open. The APU bleed can be turned on. That's where it's going to get its air from. Hydraulics can be thrown on. The window heat can be thrown on as well. We'll wait on the probes. This has all been set for us automatically. We're going to select the... It already... Oh, I didn't run the PU software. Let's run the PU Connect software so I get my lights to work. Okay, it should be working now. There we go. Steady. Make sure this is all off and just kind of fiddle with everything. There we go. Cool. That's all ready to be used. And we can go ahead and disengage or disconnect the ground power. Chocks out and everything else is disconnected. Parking brake is set. We can get GSX loaded and ready to go as well. Still a little bit of lag. I don't know if Flight Sim Gaming is still here. There's still a little bit here, but let me turn Navigraph off. It's still kind of there. Let me turn my cameras off. Yeah, it didn't make a difference. There's still a little bit in there, but anyways, ready for push. Get them on the way. We'll throw all their fuel tanks to the on position, seatbelts to the on position. We're finishing our refueling. And wait, the doors have been closed. Let's wait on the beacon, and I'll give you guys a briefing here. So we're taking the actually, where we tax, pushing back. We're gonna face tail south, and we're gonna taxi basically hotel. Actually, that doesn't make sense. Victor cross. Oh, it does make sense. Yeah, hotel all the way down to Charlie, crossing 31, continue on Charlie to 36. And on the Wally 3, pretty simple, whatever what is it called? The Walleye 3. It's basically just runway heading as assigned up to 4,000 feet. We do have a climb gradient up to 4,000. It's a minimum of 290 feet per nautical mile, which at our ground speed of roughly 2 to 250, it only requires 1,200 feet per minute. We can do that with a single engine even if it's required, and it's also visual conditions, so we shouldn't need that. 100 miles safe is 3,800 feet. Let's see if there's any noise procedures. All aircraft. 3-3 preferred calm wind departure except propeller. Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't seem like there's much. 3-6. Between, technically this would be between that time. Climb to 4,000 before commencing or assigned or any assigned right turns. And then between these times, it's climb to 4,000. So we'll say we're within that time. I think it would be rear world. So we will get up to 4,000 feet before turning anywhere. And we're going to go nose to the left. Alright, we have MCP speed, LNAV, VNAV is armed. The altimeters, let's set those up here. It's 30... What did I say it was? Let's go back here. 3011. We set this with the new EFIS panel here. We just use this, make sure it's on inches. 3011. So much easier to do it with this rather than scrolling. Doesn't seem to make sense. I think my live weather is off, everybody. Live weather. It was off. There we go. That makes more sense. Let's go ahead and transfer this to the other side there. We're going to increase our range just a little bit. Awesome. We can throw traffic on at this point as well. Let's go throw the beacon light on. The pumps are already on. Those should have been on as well. Everything is looking good upstairs and downstairs. We can just throw that on now as well. All right, let's go ahead and do park brake released. We get to the CTAF frequency. $18.3. Alright, we're on CTAF. Got a 320 right there. 21. Winnipeg traffic, it's flare 1333, pushing stand 9, tail south. We'll be taxing hotel, Charlie, cross 31, short 36. Oh, did I say nose left? Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Abort. Can I change this direction? I need to go nose right. Am I taxing into my own Heapler physics effect here? Oh, I think I'm done for. Yeah, anyway, we'll press restart. We'll just turn out of here. Whatever. Go packs off. Bring it up here. Left pack, right pack. The bleed's on. The ISIL is open. And we'll press the starter. Parking brake is set. Micah, hey, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Thanks for stopping by. Now you need to start engines, lol. Yeah. You were 2 back from... yeah. Yeah. It doesn't know where I am. In rear world, you can just, you know, the tug's still there. Just tell them to change directions real quick. But I've actually had that happen once where they did start pushing us the wrong way. And it didn't. It was just, hey, we gotta go the other way, and they just quickly yanked it over to the other side. Starting number 2, fuel on 2. Billy, welcome. I love the IFLY. Just bought X-Plane and going to check out the Zebo NG soon. The Zebo was really good when I used to use it a long time ago. It used to be very, very good. Same with the IXEG 37. That's a very good one too. Dilly, you doing the return leg? I might not be doing the return, but I'm actually considering doing Toronto to Montreal after. I have both seniors loaded in. It's my birthday, and I'm just 16 subs from 10,000. Care to do a shout out? Would be great to hit 10,000 today. For sure, Micah. Yeah, guys, go check out the Micah Messer's channel. I met him at the Flight Sim Expo. It's a good guy. Go check out his channel. Happy birthday as well. Let's get him 16 subscribers. We've got 21 of you guys in here. If 16 of you guys can go subscribe and get him to 10K, I'd really, really appreciate that. And I'm sure he's going to have a big 10,000 subscriber giveaway, so I might as well want to check in when he does that. I kind of voluntold you at this point. Starting left. I don't know what the start time is for the with these engines. The RJ is 90 seconds with the starter engaged. Jay Premier, welcome. Hey man, student pilot here from the Caribbean. 11 hours. Where are we heading? We're heading to Toronto. Good luck on your I don't know if you're doing your private or whatever you're doing, whatever license, but good luck on that. Hope you enjoy it. Yeah, but we're heading to Toronto and possibly to Montreal after that.
Canada 256, stand with 6 next to the flare. We'll start pushing the engine after its departure.
That's Mr. Eric Bossman, guys. It's a 321. Go check out Mr. Bossman's channel. Eric Bossman, awesome guy. If you do another flight, I will join. Sweet. Yeah, we're probably gonna. You guys are probably convinced me. If the sim is running well, we'll probably go to Montreal. If the sim starts to take a crap, we'll probably end it for the night. Well, now I have to do that. Exactly, yeah. You've been told to do a giveaway now. 10,000. You have to. It's 10,000 subs. You gotta give like a $25 your contrail card or something. Starter cutout. There it goes. And we will wait for that left gen to come online. While we wait for that, we're gonna go continuous. Right gen, left gen. APU can get turned to the off position. Pax auto, ISIL auto, bleed off, probes on. Let's see, flaps to the 1 position. Let's give you that sound. PPL? Yeah, well, good luck with that. PPL, I think, is one of the hardest licenses because everything's brand new to you. But I think you will enjoy it. Let's get out of Mr. Bossman's way. We're going to unclick the rudder pedals there. What do I mean by that? Click the toe brakes is what I mean to say. And I'm going to lock my rudder pedals. And I'm making all kinds of mistakes. I'm going to lock my office chair wheels so I don't slip around while taxiing on my rudders here. I believe Blackbird Control is designing me a CRJ tiller. So whenever that does come out and I have it here, we will be using that on stream. I planned on doing some cool things for 10K. Yeah, I'm sure he did. Is that Q somebody? Please tell me that's somebody that's flying with us. Alright, we're going to taxi inside the apron and bring it around. I've actually never flown on Flare Airlines before. I use Flight Sim First Officer. I use Flight Sim First Officer for flows. Works well for me. V6 out soon. Joe, what do you mean V6? V6 of what? Oh yeah, you're an FO rural and you use flows. Is that what you're trying to say? You use it to practice? Because I do the same. I do the same thing. I'm just gonna taxi through the apron. Why not? Yeah, getting a little bit of stutters here. Might be the traffic on the airport scenery. Just tuned back in. How's the performance so far? Yeah, I'm getting a little tiny bit of stutters when I move my view, but just looking straight and going straight, it's fine. I don't know if you can see, but this is blurry here. This is blurry. This is fine, but as I get closer, it loads in. That kind of annoys me, but other than that, it's going all okay. The Q500 is static aircraft with scenery. Yeah, I was kind of hoping it was. I was kind of hoping to be a person. I'm gonna take the racing line. Gonna cut through that. FSFO. No, it's the virtual FO. Oh, okay. Versus 6. Okay, cool. So why do you load cargo to the back? Oh yeah, no one answered that question. Yeah, so we always like to have a, make sure we're on the right taxiway here. Victor, we'll take a left turn. You always want to have a slightly more aft CFG while you're cruising. A couple benefits to an aft CFG. If the tail is being held down, you need to lower, the autopilot or someone's going to have to lower the nose to keep the airplane level, and in doing so, you're actually decreasing the angle of attack. So in cruise, you'll have a faster true airspeed. The con of an aft CFG, though, is if you were to get into a stalled condition, it's actually harder to recover from that. So if you had a forward CFG where the weight is more forward heavy, your nose is going to be forced down a little bit more. Therefore, you're going to have to you have to pull up to hold level, increase your angle of attack, so you're going to have a bit more drag in your cruise. However, if you do stall, that nose is going to be easier to dip down for your stall recovery. So that is why airliners typically fly aft CFG. The Concorde is way aft. If you ever look up Concorde, it was way aft CFG for them to fly properly. And they'd move the CFG mid-flight. I tried to figure out starting PMG 737, but I missed a step or two. Oh, you'll get it. Yeah, if you ever have questions, post in the Discord, and we'll help you out. What was the main problem you had on it? What's up, man? Hope you're doing good. Any advice for funding flight school? Here's in the US, I'd rather not go through a financing. Make sure I'm going the right way here. Take a right turn shortly. Financing, although funding it myself would take decades. I honestly don't have an answer to that. I'm not in the States. I don't know if you're have the equivalent of where I am, where we get grants and all that kind of stuff, depending on the school you go to. But if Owls is in the chat, or if Noah Miller or FO Pilot Depth are still here, they may be able to answer that better. They're currently doing all that in the States right now. Yeah, funding is a major problem. Winnipeg traffic, flare 1333, crossing runway 31, Charlie. Our strobe's on, even though it's an inactive runway, but it's VATSIM, so who knows what's happening. Cross 31. The blurry taxi line I've noticed before at some sceneries, but hey, if takeoff and landing is buttery smooth, that's a win. Yeah. See, we have different standards, man. I like everything just ultra and running. That's how I like to set my stuff up, but it internally bothers my brain when it doesn't. Should have checked left and right, but I didn't. But we'll say left and right clear. Also have to do my my downscaling of that traffic. I still didn't do that, Lonnie, which I think is going to help. But I'll be making a video once I get it working, but on how to downscale my traffic from 4K to 1K, so that some traffic doesn't kill my game. Winnipeg traffic, flare 1333 clear, 31 Charlie, taxiing 36. Let's see. Engine start. It's been a while. Used startup states before okay, yeah. Main thing with engine start that you have to make sure on any I always forget that. On an engine start with a 3.7 is you need a source of air, obviously, to start an engine. Make sure I'm going the right way here. So that source of air is mainly going to be your APU, and that's why you're going to make sure your APU bleed is on. You're bleeding the APU of its air and providing it to the engine start. While this is on, you're also going to make sure your isolation valve, this isolates the valve, which basically means your APU is going to provide air to the left-hand side, so your left engine can start just fine. But you're going to want to start your right engine as well, so you need to open this isolation valve so it can travel through to the right-hand side. And then lastly, you're going to make sure your packs are closed. The air conditioning packs take up air from the start procedure, so you're going to make sure these are closed. So on, open, off, off. We're going to hold short about there. And then once you're ready to start, You're going to move either the right engine or the left engine. Usually it's the right engine first because it has the hydraulics for the parking brake, I'm pretty sure. Right engine first to the ground position. Wait until the N2 motoring is gone. The motoring will appear about 20 or so N2 or something like that. Once the motoring is gone, you're going to add fuel on number 2 and or 1, whatever you're going to start. Alright, we're clear on the left. We got a wind from the right hand side. Headwind from the right, chat. What is our wind correction going to be on our yoke? You can put it in the chat right now. If you guys are members of the channel, you can also go ahead and put your flex emojis in chat. Winnipeg traffic is flare 1333, landing runway 36, departing the Willie 3. Alright. Line checks. We're also clear takeoff. That didn't go all the way. There we go. Now it's all synced up. $14 to go. Yeah, if we can get Micah Messer 14 more subs, guys, it'll be at 10,000. A goal we're also trying to reach as well. So if you don't mind subscribing here, would really, really appreciate that. I'll get to your comments in just a second here, guys. We're just going to take off, and I'll get your comments. There's no one here. I'm going to clear myself up to 37 grand. Put the VOR load. There we go. I'm just going to get it going. We'll fix it in the air. We'll do 13 for the start. Toga. Thanks for all those flex emojis. Alright, and the answer is headwind. We're going to go aileron into the right for the headwind from the right. Winnipeg traffic is flare 1333, rolling 36. Now obviously your hands would rest in the thrust sabers, but because if I move it, it does something with the auto thrust, I'm not going to touch it. There's V1, rotate. Right up to the flight directors. LNAV, you're up. VNAV speed. Zoom in on this for you guys here. N1. Flaps up. Oh, I just touched my throttle, see? That's why I don't like to have that mapped. There we go. I'm probably going to go change it after, but let's keep the nose low a little bit while the power gets back in there. And we'll go back to the flight director. Alright, let's go ahead and go direct. I'll give myself a little bit of a cut, and we can execute that.
Straight departure to West Landing.
Passing 4,000, complying with the noise. This yoke feels a bit weird. I wonder if my profile would load for it. Always gotta make sure these profiles are loading. And we're also in the air. We're gonna cancel our takeoff and taxi lights. Give myself a new direct. Now we'll fix our heading with where we're going. Somewhere around there. Now in real life, because I'm pilot flying, I would not be able to touch this whole panel. Pilot flying doesn't touch this. This is all pilot monitoring. But because there's no one obviously here, I gotta do it myself. 3, 9, 0 is set and confirmed. Having this panel, guys, is insanely awesome. It really makes the flight sim a bit, just that much more realistic, but I don't have to look at a mouse. Not look at a mouse, I don't have to use my mouse and look at a different view. Just go here, reach up my range, done. I'm gonna click VSD and just click it, right? It's just awesome. Awesome stuff. Great product, great price. Winwing is unbeatable.
Traffic, I can 256, taking up runway 13.
Alright, engage the autopilot. Coming up on 10,000, we'll get the lights out. We'll check our pressurization. Let's go over here and check it. Oops. Nope, 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 nope. There, that one. Pressure is still auto, and the cabin is climbing. That's correct. It's pretty smooth. Belts auto. We're good to go. XL 290 looks like. Thank you for all the chats there, guys. Owls, FO, Yoham for all the emojis. Really appreciate that. All the members. I'm gonna go scroll back up here, see if I can find some. There are some questions. Chuck, thanks for the subscribe or the Flex Micah as well, and Captain Minnesota. Fly that big boy plane. Which one do you want to fly? You want to fly the 380? Here in the US, you'll need 1,500 hours. There are expectations for certain aviation colleges, but I believe it's still around 1,000 hours. Yeah, he was talking about money, how to get money to make it work. Yeah, you guys need 15 unless you're from a college, right? And you can sometimes go with like 1,000 to 1,200. Oh, auto brakes off here. Oh, it came off. Oh, did I not set it? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. I am an auto brake. I fly the RJ. I'm my auto throttle, I'm my auto brake, I'm my anti-ice. Well, I don't do it, but we'd have to do it manually. You know the Embraer is auto anti-ice? The guys don't even work, man. AJ, appreciate my thank Flight Sim Game, by the way. AJ, I appreciate the toga in chat there. Flight Sim Game as well. P2 Sim, hey, welcome, thanks for stopping by. Joe says I don't enable the settings for auto throttle disconnect on throttle input safety because I don't want to act. Yeah, that's literally what happened to me. So I'm gonna go turn it off. I just hate that I can't arm the thrust and set it and then click, you know, toga. You have to basically get on the runway and just click it and click toga without adding thrust and seeing if they're stable, which annoys me. Where was it? I think it was. This one, that one, next page, there we go. Total inhibit. Hardware throttle sufficient when moving. Always. Okay, we'll do when moving, so then I can at least taxi, kind of. Oh no, then I can never get the thrust back, actually. Whatever. We'll leave it like that. Coming up on 18,000, trivia question: when do we change over to standard? In the pressure region or just before entering the pressure region? Dilly says I was use autopilot and I connects on base turn, and it seems like my yoke is stuck on like a turn to the left. Have you had this with the Moza yoke? No, I have not. Did it get stuck with like the autopilot, like because the autopilot was in a turn? Usually when that happens, let's go to standard transition. Yeah, I've never had that. Usually when I disconnect, if the autopilot's in a turn and I disconnect it, the yoke snaps back to the center for me. On an Airbus, I found it easier to use F2, F3 to set throttle detents. I don't have throttle detent. Yeah, I just got the ProDesk Sim auto throttle, or Airbus throttles. They are really cool. They have the detents all built in. Winwing going to get more money from me, specifically when the Airbus throttle panel comes out. Yeah, that video was awesome. Did you watch that video? Partial inhibit? Ah. Alright. Thank you for that. We'll set that. Sorry, I've been denying the vertical stream there. Saint, welcome. Won't the traffic radar do bad things to the ground crew? They don't care about the ground crew. No, it's pointed up, so it shouldn't affect them. Lonnie, you gonna come fly? We're gonna do You can come do Toronto, Montreal with me after. Go over this to 22.8. There's still a little bit of lag here, but not much. There's definitely a lot less, that's for sure. Thank you for those subscriptions, guys. Really appreciate that. Dilly says, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's weird. I've been using the PR Korea CDU for about a month. I've been in, it's been amazing. Also recently set up the Tobii eye tracker. The cockpit's coming along nicely. Hey man, that sounds like an awesome setup coming along. My Tobii is not working currently. It seems to like, I don't think it likes my powered USB hub, so I have to plug it in from somewhere else. But yeah, the Winwing stuff, Tobii is awesome. And PUAir Korea that you're using, that CDU is one of my favorite CDUs. It's a great price, and it's all hot swappable. They sent me their Airbus, their 37, their MD-11, and their RJFMS. And it is all really, really cool. I feel like I'm sitting a bit too low. That's a bit better. Let's make that the view. Airbossman, did you get 05 for arrival? I threw in 24 left because that's what I landed on. I flew today. I flew from Charlotte, so that's where I landed on 24 left today. But I honestly didn't check the weather. I just threw something in there. I'll check later on. In the RJ, we set it. We start doing stuff at 40 minutes, so I just kind of threw something in there. But if you're saying 05, then I'll trust you. Raid, hey, welcome. Got to use the weather radar if you want to toast your ground crew, yeah. And most airplanes have weight on wheels, so it shouldn't even activate. But yeah, no, they don't care about the ground crew anyways. It's sad, but it's true. Now that'll be a midnight leg. I'm up at 6. Nah, you're gonna book off, man. You're gonna be sick. What airports? What airports are we flying to? Get the Fly Tampa, Toronto, and the MK Studios, Montreal. Fun fact. Montreal Rural does not have a PAPI on the right, on 24 right, and it did in the sim, and I contacted Mr. MK, I don't know if it's a Mr. or Mrs., but I'm going to say Mr. MK Studios, and I said, hello sir, Montreal is way too broke to have PAPIs on all the runways, so if you can please get rid of the PAPI on 24 right. I sent him a picture of the chart, and the chart doesn't have it in there either, and that's why if you update the MK Studios, Montreal 24 right does not have a PAPI anymore. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Toronto, Montreal, that's it. Yeah, Dilly. Yeah. If we do it, it's gonna be quite late. What time is it right now? It's already 10:30, so we'll probably end up doing it. Tomorrow I don't work till 8 p.m. so. Lonnie, I've asked them that question as well. They say they do it in on the ground because they get a more accurate fuel prediction. They're just not good enough for RJ guys. He went from the RJ to an Airbus, so that should tell you enough. He's lost his touch. No, but they said he does it on the they do it on the ground. And then they just rechange it if they need to. What did you guys have for dinner today? I had the weirdest dinner ever. I'm kind of out of food because I spent all my money on a 50-80, and I had beans and corn in pan, like a separate, and I just mixed them together and called it a day. That's what I had for dinner. From RJ to Airbus, that's rather tragic. Yeah, right? Isn't it? Okay, technically you can't yell at me anymore if I'm sitting on the ground. That is fair. But just because baby bus people do it doesn't mean it's a good idea. Syrup sandwiches are always good. That is a good option. Now these RJ's guys gotta wait for ATC to tell them because they don't know where they're going until someone tells them. Too busy micromanaging thrust levers with auto thrust. Yeah. Have fun falling asleep with auto everything. Sir, we check our own ATISs actually. I got an Embraer lover, an Airbus lover, and the RJ lover. That's all we got in here. Just a toxic plane channel. Man, this thing can frickin' climb. 290, passing 32 grand, and it's still doing 2 grand a minute. I'm gonna change it to 0.7. By the way, Lonnie, the settings, I just pressed reset on auto FPS, and it is behaving a bit better right now. I'm gonna tell it to do a 0.77 climb. That way we can get there a bit quicker. Watch it skyrocket its nose here. 2000, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. It's not gonna last that long, but this thing can climb, man. I'm in Raid's favorite airline. He loves this one. Like, no joke. Use auto updates too? I definitely do, man. I love auto updates ATIS. What a great feature. I don't know if you guys know, but in the CRJ, when we get an ATISs, if it's an arrival ATIS, we can set it to auto update, and every time a new ATIS comes out, it just pops up in the ATIS. That's like the most automated thing the CRJ has, and it's awesome. Alani, I can answer that question. They're too scared to touch those things. I'm gonna go get my beans and corn that's warming up. My awesome meal. Jack, hey, welcome. I just got back to the stream. Let's see here. Buddy flies T20 is telling me young FOs love to manually fly the bus. Let's get one thing straight. That 220 is not a bus. That is a Bombardier Canadian airplane that got sold for no reason. But yeah, it's fun to hand fly. I'm sure when you get older, you're just whatever, go home. But show the meal on camera. You guys don't want to see this, man, but sure, here you go. I'm so broke right now from that 50/80. No, I'm joking. I've been so lazy to go to the the grocery store. Some cheese, some corn, some beans. I went like half British. British food looks like that, doesn't it? There's 38 for 39,000. 220 is a bit of a Frankenstein, a Frankenliner. I love that. It's a love child between the Bombardier and Airbus, so it's not quite automated. Raid, I talked to one of my buddies who's captain on that. He says it's very Boeing-ized as well. A lot of weird philosophies in that airplane. Have you found the perfect settings? Question mark. Perfect? No, but a lot better. Flight Sim Gaming, who is also a streamer. If you guys want to go subscribe to Flight Sim Gaming, be sure to do that. Help me with my settings with OBS included. So we're getting a lot closer. It's not what I used to run in update 2, but I think that's just sim problems at this point. I don't hate Flare, I just think they're funny. Yeah, I'm just joking. 220, another tragedy. Yeah, it is. Very run. Hello, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for all the subscriptions, guys. We're one away from 9310. 9310. Almost at that 10,000 as well. It's true, glad Airbus saved it, but I wish Bombardier had been able to keep it 100%. Yeah. I mean, canned corn and beans is crazy, but anything to stay competitive in the flight sim column, yeah. I'll say the delivery's pretty cool. Yeah, delivery's not bad. You guys hear that Spirit filed for bankruptcy today, I think it was? Feel bad for all the employees there. Bought a 50/80 just to start exiting, eating like British. Yeah. Yeah, the reason low costs don't work well in Canada and any country that's this massive is because, first of all, people have a certain level of expectations for service. Even though they're paying for a cheap ticket, they expect like Delta first class, no matter what they're even paying for. That's number one in the Western countries. Number two, like Canada, US and stuff, there's especially Canada, the market's not big enough. So because it's such a huge country, like in Europe, you can do a 55-minute flight and it's full. Like, you know, whatever, Rome, you know, you go to those hot spots, Paris, Rome, Amsterdam, it's always going to be packed. And you can offer really cheap fares. It's a very cheap flight and they're very quick returns. You do 6 or 7 of those a day, whatever that is. In Canada, if you want to do one of the major cities to major cities, other than Toronto, Montreal, it's going to be a 4-hour flight. Like, unless if you count Halifax. Calgary, Toronto, you're at 3 to 4 hours. Vancouver to Toronto, you're at 4.5 hours. So the whole budget stuff in Canada doesn't work too well just because of the size and the market and people's expectations as well. But if you could do like, that's my theory. And some other guys have talked to theories as well, but we just don't have a big enough market for it. And we don't have a big enough market of people wanting to fly with no service, if that makes sense. Most people that can afford flying want like the, you know, all the bells and whistles, Wi-Fi, whatever comes with your more expensive ticket. I thought the 145 is coming. Postman, pretty sure it is. Silver Airways is this year. Wait, sorry, Silver Airways this year, and now Spirit. Yeah. Well, hopefully Spirit can come back from it, because I thought it was the LEAP engine that really caused the problem. Hey, Charlotte Flight, welcome. Thank you for taking pictures of me in of the aircraft. And Charlotte, appreciate that. Hope you have a good night. Exactly, yeah. Doesn't make sense to be expensive. Welcome to the world of aviation here. Hey, 145 is coming? Question mark? I'm pretty sure. I swear someone was making an Embraer 145 with the baby Embraer. It's also Spirit's second bankruptcy in under a year. They filed last November. I actually didn't know that. Alright guys, I want you to say in chat for Raidstorm, who flies real world as well. It's not as cool as an RJ, but it's close. It's an Airbus, whatever. Tell him to get flight sim and tell him to make a channel to make content. And you'll subscribe. And if you say that, he's gonna do it. Raidstorm, you got this. Just take all the problems with flight sim out of your head that I've had over the 13 years and just download it. I can even give you, I have 2 cameras here that I'm not using anymore because my computer can't even handle running all 4. maybe eventually. Need more space first. Yeah, that's fair. Jack Lax, welcome, welcome. Do you like the autopilot panel? Dude, I love the autopilot panel. Let me show you this thing a little bit more here. Let me take it off the mount. This is the full panel. It's freaking huge. For comparison, here's an iPhone 16 Pro Max. I'll do it like that so you can kind of see it, maybe. It's massive. Obviously, this doesn't come with it. This is the PU Air Korea PLT-B, which you can also find a link in the description to get a discount if you want to buy it. Unfortunately, I don't have a Winwing discount. Winwing doesn't really do discounts. But. So we got the Max EPIS here, the VSD button, all that kind of cool stuff. Right there. Obviously, the PAP3. This is called the PDC-M by Winwing. This is the PAP3 by Winwing. And then all the way over here, we have the PDC-N November, which is the NG variant. So next gen 3.7. Move all this. Max variant of the EFIS. Down here we have the ProDesk Sim 737 throttles, speed brake, and flap. I'm not using it, but the PU Air Korea CDU V2 is down there as well. And then, as you can see, the Moza yoke. And in the corner right there is the Airbus FCU and EFIS, which is much shorter than this one. So really, really cool stuff. If you have the ability, money, space, and opportunity, 1,000,000% go to Winwing's website and just start spending money. You will be happier in your flight sim life than you've ever been. Winwing, yes, Winwing. How long until you land? I don't know. Probably 1 hour and 10 if I had to roughly guess. Let's see. With a lapse time of 30 minutes, it's 23 currently. 15 Zulu. And 55. What'd I say it was? 23:15. So, yeah, about an hour and a bit. Hour and 40 or so. Pretty close to my guess. Yeah, you see that, Lonnie? It's a little bit stuttery still. I don't know what to fix that with, but anyways. Like, I have no idea what else can be doing this. Put this back to medium if you like. That's what you had it set to. That's what you had that set to as well. I might go high on that instead of ultra. I am in 4K, or close to 4K. Press reset on, like, the thing is, my frames are high. Like, Auto FPS says I'm getting 90 frames. But there's a stutter. I might have to do, an NVIDIA cache clean and a disk cleanup, and maybe those stutters go away. That sometimes fixes it for me as well. The vertical stream is